Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we are gonna talk about the human respiratory system. Respiration is an important biological process that is needed for every single organism that lives in an aerobic condition. In this process, the air enters your body and then gets utilized, the gases get utilized and then some air gets excreted from your body. In humans, oxygen enters your body and then carbon dioxide gets excreted from your body. Human has a very highly developed respiration system. In today's lecture, we are going to talk about that. If we divide the respiration system in two sections, there will be an external respiratory organs and then internal respiratory organs. In external respiratory organs, firstly we can see nostrils, which filters out air. It is the openings in your body which starts the respiration, which starts the air passageway. It has we have two nostrils, right? And then after that there is the nasal cavity, where it is divided into two sections by nasal septum, and in both nostrils and nasal cavity, the hair and mucus and cilia filters out the dust particles and then moistens and warms the air for your body. And after that there is pharynx, which is the common passageway for both of your food and air. It is divided into three types, like the nasopharynx, oropharynx and the laryngopharynx. In case of nasopharynx, only air passes through. And then there is larynx, which is made up of three types of cartilage: the thyroid cartilage, the cricoid cartilage and the arytenoid cartilage. In larynx, the vocal cord is also seen, which is responsible for your voice. And then it has epiglottis, which is a flap-like structure that prevents food from entering your lungs. And after that, the larynx, from the picture we can see that there is this long pipe which is called the trachea. The trachea is the passage to bronchi. It is 10 to 12 centimeters long and is made up of C-shaped cartilages so that it does not collapse. And after trachea, we can see that there are this branch which is called the bronchi or bronchus. It divides into two sides, the left and right bronchi. The right bronchi is more thick and smaller. It goes into the lungs, and then it has some cartilage too, so that it does not collapse. And then it branches out. The small branches, as we can see, is the bronchioles, which is the finer divisions of the bronchus. It does not have any kind of cartilage in it. And then, as we can see in the picture, there are some little dots. These are the alveoli or the air sacs, where the gas exchange mainly occurs. The external respiratory organs, we can see that there are the internal respiratory organs, and the primary respiratory organ is the lung. There are two lungs, like two sides of our body, and two lungs. These are the right lung and the left lung. The right lung has 3 lobes and the left lung has 2 lobes, so that it can give space to the heart, as the lungs are present in our thoracic cavity and it is protected by the rib cage. From the picture we can see that there is this rib cage. It protects the lungs. There is rib cage on this side too. Just for the easier demonstration, we have not shown the rib cage of this side. And the lung is covered in a pleura, like it is the membrane, 2-layered membrane. The pleura has 2 layers, the parietal layer and the visceral layer. And between these 2 layers there is pleural fluid, so that when the lungs expand, there is no friction. Now after this, now what is the functions of the respiratory system, right? Like, as we have already understood, it is breathing, like the air going inside of our body and then coming outside. The respiratory system works in that. And then there is gas exchange. The oxygen is needed for the metabolic processes that happens inside our body, and this happens due to the respiratory system's function. The oxygen goes into our blood and then into our tissue and cells, and the carbon dioxide from our tissues goes into our blood and into the air through this respiratory system. And all the sounds that we are producing is done by the vocal cord, which is also a part of the respiratory system. The air vibrates and creates these sounds. And also another factor is that there is olfactory cells, which gives us the sense of smell, which is present in our nasal cavity. And then there is protection. Our nostrils and our nasal cavities have cilia, mucus and hair, which traps the dust particles and also some microbes so that we do not get sick easily. And other than that, we sneeze, right? It is because when some irritants enters our body, by sneezing we excrete that from our body. And then there is coughing. To clear out the lower respiratory system, we cough. There is yawning. When our body has low levels of oxygen, we yawn so that a lot of air gets inside of our body. And then there is hiccups, which happens due to the sudden contraction of diaphragm. So we can understand how important our respiratory system is for our body. In any part, if there is any damage, that will threaten our life. So this is it for today. In the next class, we are going to discuss more details. Thank you.